First pitch of the game here at Frazier Field as we got Commonwealth Conference. Actually, we got, I should say, interleague action. It's Lynn taking on Pope John from the Catholic Central Small. Kenny Moore on the mound for the Tigers. On a bright sunny day, the wind has kind of cooled down a little bit. And we finally have a decent day, not a great day. Still a little bit chilly, but nowhere near as bad as it's been. Hit foul back and out of play. This is Jesus Rivera, the center fielder, leading off for Pope John, looking for their first win. Tech looking for win number 2. Hit up the middle for a base hit. Oh, a solid hit up the middle starts the ball game for Pope John. Xavier Nooney, the catcher. The runner takes off, got a great jump. No chance of throwing him out. So the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position for Pope John. And once again, we have a small city over at Manning Field. Track and field, there's a bevy of people running around, jumping, different events. Way high for a ball. Talking to the coach at Pope John, he said that this may be the last year the school may be closing. They're having money problems, I guess. High and away again. Count evens at 2. Hit foul back. Foul tip held on to. Nice job by the catcher Fuen. Moore gets a strikeout. Cameron Erickson, who's the pitcher, is the hitter. He can help himself here with a base hit. The runner takes off for third, in with a stolen base. Rivera running again. Second stolen base puts him 90 feet away from giving Pope John a lead. Swing and a miss. Moore pitching from the stretch with the runner at third. Drop foul toward the Tech dugout. Hit on the ground to short. The only play they have is at first. They almost waited too long. So Erickson gets the ground ball for the second out. He gets an RBI. Rivera manufactures the run with the 2 stolen bases after the base hit. And Pope John jumps on top 1-0. And Christian Corchico, the shortstop, is the hitter. Popped up. Nice play. Dominic Giordano had to go a long way past the third base coach's box, dove and picked it for the out. Very nice play, ending the top of the first. But the base hit and the 2 stolen bases turned into a run. Pope John grabs a 1-0 lead. As we'll move into the bottom half of the first inning, it'll be Jared Moore, the center fielder, leading off. Dominic Giordano will play third and bat second. The shortstop, Joan Ortega, will hit third. In the cleanup spot is the catcher, Evan Fuen. First baseman, Bryce Whitcomb, will hit number 5. Batting sixth and playing left field, Jordani Diaz. Pitching and batting seventh, Kenny Moore. The second baseman, Chris Tejada, will hit number 8. And bring up the tail end of the batting order is the right fielder, Nathan Whitcomb, who will hit in the number 9 spot. So Tech will try to get back in it as Pope John scored a run. Cameron Erickson knocked in the run with the ground ball. He's on the mound. He batted right-handed, but he's throwing left-handed. Pope John, they only have 11 players, so they're not using the DH. Tech isn't far behind. They only got 10. So I hope nobody gets hurt. Always tough. Sports, little different environment at Lynn Tech. You've got your shop plus your normal math and English and science, but I don't know if it's every other week you're maybe working at a job and you have to work at the job. And some of the baseball players, that may be the case. Some of the baseball players who normally are here playing baseball may have to be working at the jobs that they're studying for. So it's a whole different environment from the other high schools. A lot harder to coach. Very nice play by the pitcher, Erickson. That was hard hit. Looked like a base hit up the middle. He knocked it down, had plenty of time to throw Jared Moore out. The play goes 1-3 for the first out. Going to bring up Dominic Giordano, the third baseman. Dominic made that nice play to end the top of this inning, going a long way, diving and catching the pop-up. Down and in for a ball. If the coach is right and Pope John is on the verge of closing, that'll be a tough loss. A couple of years they tested St. Mary's in basketball in the tournament. A couple of years. In for a strike. And the count evens at 2. High for a ball. The count goes full. Missing for ball 4. Giordano works a walk. He's at first with 1 out. Let's see if Tech runs. We saw Rivera steal second and third, set up a run. Let's see if Tech runs as well. Get a decent lead with a left-handed pitcher. Down and in for a ball to John Ortega, the shortstop. The runner takes off. The throw down, not in time. So the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position. Hit foul up in the seats, over the seats. Swing and a miss. Erickson gets his first strikeout. Swing away for Evan Fune, or Foon. Trying to figure out how to pronounce it. The catcher. They said Tech only had 10 players. We just had one of their players just showing up. High and tight for a ball. Two oh the count to the Tiger catcher. In for a strike. Erickson can bring it. Comes back to even a count of 2, so we got Deuces Wild. And walking to third base. He just got off the bag and actually walked to third base, Giordano. So he duplicates Rivera's 2 stolen bases to get to third base. Can he duplicate the run as well? High for a ball. The count goes full. Strike 3 called. He took the pitch. So back-to-back strikeouts. Leaves the runner at third. So the base hit and the 2 stolen bases. They can't match Pope John in the first inning. They hit 2 stolen bases, but they scored a run. Tech doesn't. We've played an inning here at Frazier Field. Pope John 1, Lynn Tech nothing. Brian Kirk, the first baseman, will lead off for Pope John in the second inning. Waves at the first pitch for strike 1. And if you folks at home, you look and see on your screen, you see beautiful blue skies and sunny, but it's still cold. The wind is still blowing. We can't get rid of the wind. If the wind stops for a little bit, it actually warms up, feels good. Reaches for that, gets way out in front of it, and hits it well fouled. Just almost like a half swing. Just stuck the bat out, got a piece after missing the first 2. So the count stays 0-2. Down and in, it goes to the backstop for a ball. One, 2 the count. Strike 3 call, took that pitch. Nice pitch by Kenny Moore. Gets his second strikeout. Malachi Woods, the third baseman, is the hitter. Hits it to right field. Coming on, they're going to play it on a couple of hops. Actually, it winds up dying out there. Woods gets a base hit. He's at first with 1 out. Anthony Acalitos. Popped up. Giordano almost made another nice play. He had to go a long way, almost to the stands. Third base coach trying to get out of his way. Kenzie Jones thought third base coach got in his way. He was looking for interference. Chops at that and fouls it back. Count stays 0-2 to the Pope John left fielder. Popped up. Giordano was a chance in foul territory, makes the easy play. His second pop-up. Two away for Damian Michelito. He's the second baseman for Pope John. Swing and a miss. Two straight, swinging and missing. And 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Moore. They get a base hit, but it's left at first base. They don't try to steal second. Three strikeouts for Moore in the 2 innings. And it will be 5, 6, and 7 for Tech as we start the bottom of the second inning with Pope Joan leading it 1-0. They got the run in the first inning on a hit, 2 stolen bases, and an infield ground ball. We remind you of a major event coming up on TV 15, and everyone is invited if they want to come. At Lynn Classical High School, the auditorium, May 19th, will be the annual TV 15 All-Star Party, honoring a very large group of high school kids, male and female, from the Lynn schools. All 4 Lynn schools. In all the sports. We've included baseball and softball and lacrosse and tennis and golf this year, so there'll be a lot of young men and women being honored. Tasso Nikolakopoulos from John's Roast Beef on Western Avenue and Chatham Street, and Kevin Harrington from Harrington Trophies on Chestnut and Maple Street. They've been sponsoring this for many years. I think this is the 13th or 14th year. Great night for the athletes in the city, their families. Anybody is welcome. 6 o'clock at the auditorium at Classical High School. Bryce Whitcomb, the first baseman, will lead off. In for a strike. Lefty against lefty here. That one bounced in. Nice stop by the catcher, Nooney. I guess it's Nunez, the catcher. Another stop by Nunez and a pitch in the turf. Missing down and in, 3-1. Erickson winds and delivers. In for a strike, and the count goes full. So Whitcomb can't be as fussy now with the count 3-2. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the guy behind the plate in blue. Hit up the middle for a base hit, right by the pitcher. Solidly hit. Erickson took a shot at it, but couldn't get a glove on it. Whitcomb gets the first hit. He's at first with nobody out for the Tigers. Jordani Diaz, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Down and in for a ball. There's a few Brave fans here watching this one on a cool afternoon. Hit foul, that's going to go down in that grassy knoll behind first base. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth on that high fastball and swung right through it. And it's 1-2. off the catcher's glove to the backstop. That's going to move the runner into scoring position. The wild pitch puts the tying run at second. And the count evens at 2 apiece to Giorgiani Diaz, the left fielder. Hit foul off the catcher, just got a piece and stays alive. Little break in the action as Whitcomb was tying his shoe at second base. Now we're back to baseball. Down and in for a ball. And the count goes full again. Ball 4 goes to the backstop. That'll move the runner over to third. Diaz is at first, but I don't think he'll be there for long with first and third. Kenny Moore, the pitcher, has a chance to help himself. Erickson, the pitcher for Pope John, knocked in a run to give himself a 1-0 lead. Moore can get himself back in the game. Runner takes off, they let him go. So second and third now, with nobody out for the Tigers here in the bottom of the second inning. Down and in for a ball. High and tight for a ball. Erickson on the verge of back-to-back walks that will load the bases. On 4 pitches. So the bases are loaded for Chris Tejada, the second baseman. Pope John brings the infield in. Nice stop by the catcher, Nunez. Erickson's kind of lost his rhythm here. He got 2 big strikeouts in the first inning and made an assist, accounting for all 3 outs. Now he's having trouble finding home plate. A hit, back-to-back walks. And he quickly falls behind 2-0 to Tejada. Drops it to the first baseman. He had trouble getting it out of his glove, so the only play he's going to make is at first base. Kirk was going to go home with it and lost the feel of the ball, kind of juggled a little bit, so the only play he had was at first. That brings the run home. So second and third for Nathan Whitcomb. High for a ball. Tech has come back to even it. Looking for more here. Down and in for a ball. Wide for a ball. Shown a lot of pitches in this inning. He's going 3-on-2 on most of his. He's going 3-0 here to Whitcomb. Squared the bunt for ball 4. It goes to the backstop, and that's going to bring a run home. It wasn't a suicide squeeze. More a safety squeeze, if anything. Way inside, went to the backstop. Kenny Moore moves over to third. And it brings the trip out to the mound to talk to Erickson, who has, as I mentioned, lost his rhythm here in this inning. He's walked 3 and given up a hit in 5 hitters. The one out, the bounce to first that knocked in the tying run. Tech has now grabbed a 2-1 lead. These teams will be doing it all over again here on Monday. This being Thursday, they play back-to-back. Pope John doesn't have a field. So Tech playing Pope John twice. And they get to play him twice here at Frazier Field. They'll be right back here on Monday. Jared Moore led off the bottom of the first, bouncing to the pitcher. In for a strike. The runner takes off. The ball's in the right field for a base hit. Whitcomb makes the turn and goes to third. Moore just inside out swing. That was way down the bottom of the bat. But he got the base hit. Whitcomb goes to third. Tech makes it 3-1. Runners at first and third, still only one out. Dominic Giordano walked and stole 2 bases in the first inning, but got stranded at third. And the runner will go automatically to second. Check swing. They hold the runner. Erickson took a quick look. Giordano was trying to get out of the way of the pitch and hit the bat right back to the pitcher. Erickson did a nice job of holding the runner at third and then threw the out. So 2-way for Joan Ortega, who struck out swinging. He's the 8th hitter in the inning. Still pitching from the stretch. High and away for a ball. Nice stop by Nunez. Another nice stop by Nunez. Three walks in the inning. 2 of them have scored. The other one is at third base, looking to score. And that's ball 4. catcher, Evan Flynn, is the hitter. So they batted around. Bryce Whitcomb, who started the inning, is on deck. And the bases are loaded again for the Tigers. Nice stop by Nunez. Boy, he's got to work out in this inning behind the plate. High for a ball. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. 3 on. 3 runs in for the Tigers. Erasing a 1-0 lead for Pope John. And that goes to the backstop. Whitcomb will walk home. Whitcomb's run is the 4th run of the inning. In for a strike. And once again, we got a full count. That's the dance out of the way of that one. Fifth walk of the inning given up by Erickson. He looked good in the first inning, getting 2 big strikeouts and an assist. Faced only 4 hitters in the first inning, but this is the 10th hitter he'll face. Bryce Whitcomb got a base hit starting this inning and scored the first run. He's the first baseman. Hit foul back. Foul ball hit the overhang behind the Tech dugout and bounced right back on the field. Quickly 0-2. Strike 3 called on the corner. Good pitch. So Tech sends 11 hitters to the plate. 4 of them score. So after trailing 1-0 going in, at the end of the second inning, going out of the second inning, Tech grabs the lead. It's Tech 4, Pope John 1 at the end of 2. Angel Maldonado will lead off the third inning for Pope John, who now find themselves trailing 4-1. He's the 9th hitter. We're back to the top of the order. Swinging through the pitch for a strike. Missing for a ball, 1-1. Swings through the pitch. One and two. Lines it in the left field for a base hit. Missed 2 pitches badly, but jumped on that one and drilled it into left field for a base hit. Second time they've got the leadoff hitter on with a base hit. In the first, the leadoff hitter got on and scored. And the leadoff hitter is Jesus Rivera, who's now up at bat. He swingled, stole second, stole third, scored on a ground ball. The runner takes off. Throw down, not in time. So runner in scoring position for Pope John with nobody out here in the third. Up and away for a ball. Rivera is the center fielder. I think Pope John are the Tigers also. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Tigers are going to win this game, considering both teams are Tigers. And that's ball 4. So Rivera's on for the second time. Pope John has runners at first and second with nobody out. Xavier Nunez, the catcher, struck out swinging his one trip. Hit the third. They tag third. Couldn't hang on at first base. It bounced right by the first baseman. Rivera took a real wide turn, and they throw it home to make sure he doesn't go there. So the initial runner at second is out on the force. The error by the third baseman, bouncing it to the first baseman, allows the runners to move up. So Rivera is at third, Nunez is at second. Erickson grounded out short to first, getting an RBI. So it looked like they had an easy double play, but they bounced at the first base and it skipped past the first baseman. Rivera screwed to third, Nunez, the hitter, wound up at second. In for a strike. I'm not sure why Tech has the infield in, leading 4-1. High for a ball. Rivera's drawn a lot of attention over third, dancing off, getting a big lead. Hit on the ground to third. And now they're going to tag the runner going to third. Giordano was looking, he didn't find him, and the runner ran right into him. The runner ran right into the third baseman. Erickson will get his second RBI. The runner at second didn't have to go. Third baseman, it handcuffed him a little bit. When he finally picked it up, he turned like he was going to try and tag somebody coming to third base, but there was, or off the bag. There was nobody there, but then when he turned again, the runner at second was running right into him. So Tech got a big break there. The runner takes off in easy with a stolen base. Christian Churchico is the hitter. He's the shortstop. He popped up. Giordano, the third baseman, making that nice diving catch in the first inning. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lintech leading by 2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Hit on the ground to second base. They took their time, lob it over, make that a lot closer than it should have been. But they get the runner at first for the 3rd out. Tech got a break with Pope John running into an out, running on the base pass, running into an out. Diera helped out, moved the runners up, allowed the run to score. One hit, the leadoff hit. First walk given up by Moore, came around to score. So we'll move into the bottom half of the 3rd. And it will be 6, 7, and 8 for the Tigers. Facing Cameron Erickson, who will be starting his 3rd inning of work. Hope Jones cut the lead to 4-2. Getting the run here in the 3rd. And they might have got at least another one, but they ran into an out on the base pass. Made it easy for the defense. Jordani Diaz, Kenny Moore, Chris Tejada, the 3 hitters here in the bottom of the 3rd. We're closing in on the end of April. We'll be moving into May, and we're lining up, getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, the big Clancy tournament here. English Classical, St. Mary's and North Reading. The annual. It's been going on, I don't know, 25 years? This might be the 26th. Started by 4 baseball coaches from Lynn who were former players for Nipper Clancy. Bart Conlon, Jimmy Jettis, Frank Carey, Dickie Mag. It started out with the season was ending a little soon before the tournament to try to get a game or 2, stay sharp for the state tournament. And when they came up with the idea of the tournament, who better to name it after than Nipper Clancy? Outstanding baseball coach. Outstanding gentleman. One of the great characters, and I say that in a glowing manner, in the city of Lynn. He was great in the community. Obviously in sports with baseball, he was probably second to none. But he was good for his neighbors and the people in the community. Line to right field for a base hit. Again, a little inside-out swing, went the other way with it. And Diaz gets a base hit. He's on for the second time. He drew a walk the first time. Kenny Moore drew a walk and scored in that big 4-run second inning. Up for the second time against Erickson. So he hasn't batted officially, but he has scored a run. The runner takes off. The ball goes to the backstop. He probably could have gone to third, but he slid into second, and that held him at second base. In for a strike. Chop towards third. They let it go foul. One, two, the count. High for a ball. Trying to keep the runner close at second. Just bluffing the throw. The runner takes off for third. Got a great pitch to run on. So the beat goes on. We're full again, 3-2. We've had a lot of those 3-2 counts today. Hit to second base. Knocked down. They throw it away. They still had plenty of time, and then they threw it away. Moore will get an RBI. You normally don't get an RBI on the error, but the runner would have scored from third anyway. It would have been a fielder's choice to throw out at first base. So that gets their 4-run cushion back. First I had a bounce out to the first baseman getting an RBI. Did that with the bases loaded. In for a strike. So Tech gets back the run that Pope John got in the top of this inning. And it becomes a 4-run cushion again. Down and in for a ball. So unusual. The scoreboard for Tech says 4 in the second inning, 1 in the third inning, and the total says 5. Now I know so I said they got their 4-run cushion back, and obviously I was wrong. Off the catcher, that'll move Moore over to third. They obviously never had a 4-run cushion. Pope's only got a run in the top of the first to grab the lead. The 4-run they got made it 4-1. They cut it to 4-2. Now they've made it 5-2 to get that 3-run cushion back. Bear with me, I was never good in math. Another 3-2 pitch up and coming. Ball forward, it goes to the backstop. And the runner's going to keep going and go to second base. So the walk, Moore scores his second run on the wild pitch. The walk puts Tejada at first. The wild pitch puts him at second. And we got another trip coming out to the mound to talk to Erickson. A hit, an error, and a walk. And that's going to be it for Erickson. And it appears as though Rivera, the center fielder, is going to be the new pitcher. And Erickson will go to center field. So Rivera is the new pitcher. And he'll face Nathan Whitcomb, who was walked and scored. So Erickson goes 2 innings. There's still nobody out here in the third. He's only given up 3 hits, but he's walked 6. And all the runs are earned. All 5. All 6, excuse me. On top of walking 6, he's thrown a ton of wild pitches and allowed Tech to just run all over the base pass. That one bounced in. Yeah, that's ball 4. Whitcomb walks for the second time. So Rivera comes in relief, and he walks the first hitter. Top of the order, Jared Moore. Bounce to the pitcher, signaled in a run. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. They only have 3 hits. But they've got 6 runs. In for a strike. Hit to the second baseman. What a nice play. Dives and makes the play. And they're going to wind up with a run. Tejada hustling. He was going on the pitch. He would have stole third. Moore looked like he had a base hit up the middle. The second baseman, Michelino, made a tremendous stop. Got the out at second. Tejada came all the way around. Hustling around for the run. And that wound up giving Jared Moore an RBI on a force out. So 1 out and a runner at second. 3 runs in. Swing and a miss. Giordano has walked and bounced to the pitcher. Waves at that pitch, but he's going to reach on the strikeout. They throw the ball to first base. I don't know why. And that allows the runner to score. That's another error. The runner went to third on the strikeout when it went to the backstop, the wild pitch. The hitter went to first. The hitter was already there. The catcher threw the ball to first base. And that obviously allowed the runner to go home from third. And now, even now, with the big jump. He was already at second base. The catcher threw the ball anyway. He had no play, but he threw it anyway. Chop to short. And they throw it away. Not even close to first base. Shortstop caught it and threw it to the right field side of first base. Giordano scooted home. Three errors in the inning. Five runs in with only one base hit. In for a strike. Evan Fune, the catcher, has struck out and walked. He's the 8th hitter in the inning. Boy, wild pitches, errors, walks. A strikeout that reached. Hit to short. Out at first. The shortstop is looking at the runner off the bag, ran right at him, and didn't even attempt to tag. The runner was way off the bag at second base. Didn't even attempt to tag him. Didn't even look at him. Ortega went over to third on the play. Nice stop by Nunez. Bryce Whitcomb singled, scored a run, and was called on strikes in his 2 at-bats, and both of those came in the second inning. In for a strike. In for a strike again. Up and away. Didn't miss by much. Second inning in a row that Tech has batted around. They got 4 in the second. They've got 5 here in the third. And we got another full count. Hit into right field. It's going to be in the gap for a base hit. A long single and an RBI. And Tech is getting into double digits. They lead it 10-2. Bryce Whitcomb. Excuse me, this is Regna Deval hitting for Jordani Diaz. Second inning in a row, Tech has put 11 hitters to the plate. Hit the shot, and they make the play at second base for the third out. So they send 11 hitters to the plate. 6 of them score, and Tech has got a very comfortable 10-2 lead at the end of 3 innings. Brian Kirk will lead off the fourth inning for Pope John. Boy, they threw it all over the place. In that inning, they scored 6 runs, Tech, with only 2 base hits, 2 walks, 3 errors, a strikeout that reached a wild pitch. Scored a run. A runner scoring from second on a fielder's choice tag out at second base. Hit foul. Kirk struck out in the second inning. He was called out on strikes. Pitch is low, evens the count at 2. Hit to third, big hop. Giordano makes the good throw over to Whitcomb. 1 up, 1 down in the fourth. That took a hop right into the midsection of Giordano. Malachi Woods got a base hit, his 1 trip. He's got 1 of 3 hits that Moore has given up. In for a strike. Chop to the mound. Moore makes the easy play over to Whitcomb. 2 up, 2 down. The left fielder, Antonio Arcalides, popped to the third baseman, Giordano, in foul territory. His 1 trip. Popped up. Moore makes a running catch, the little basket catch. Helps himself. Just stuck the glove out and got close enough that he was able to catch it. So our first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game comes in the top of the fourth. We're halfway through the game. With Tech holding on to a 10-2 lead as Moore gets him 1-2-3. He doesn't get a strikeout, but he makes 2 plays in the inning, an assist and a putout. Rivera will start an inning for the first time. He came in relief of Erickson in that third inning. Bottom 3 in the order for Tech as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. Kenny Moore is perfect. Walked, singled in a run, scored twice. So he's 1 for 1 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And he's fielding and pitching very well. He'll face Rivera for the first time. In for a strike. Nunez had to go way to his right to make a nice stop on that pitch. Wide again for a ball. Up and away for a ball. And here we go again, 3-2. Hit foul back. The payoff pitch, Cup of Kenning again. And moves on for the third time. That's the 9th walk given up by Pope John pitching. Chris Tejada bounced to the first baseman, getting an RBI, walked and scored. So he's 0 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. Hit slowly to third. They don't get him. He beat it for a base hit. Nathan Whitcomb has walked twice and scored a run. So Tech back at it. 2-1, nobody out here in the fourth. Nice stop by Nunez. They didn't score in the first inning. He got a runner as far as third base, Tech. But 2 strikeouts ended the inning. But after that, they've been just running wild over the base pass. Errors, walks, wild pitches. Pope John has been very gracious guest. Top of the order on deck. In for a strike with Whitcomb taking all the way. Swing and a miss, and the count goes, you guessed it, full, 3-2. I think every hit of this bat in this game has gone to 3-2. And that's ball 4. So Tech has 10 runs. Pope John has given up 10 walks. And they bring the infield in. I'm not sure why, down 8 runs. I would think they'd be just trying to get outs. Jared Moore bounced to the pitcher, singled in a run, reached center fielder's choice, and scored. So he's 1 for 3. His fielder's choice was probably the hardest ball hit all day. The second baseman, Micheletto, made a very nice play with a force at second base. And that goes to the backstop. Moore is going to scoot home with his third run. So second and third now for Tech. Swing and a miss. Popped up. Not high enough, near enough for anybody to go get it. Count stays 1-2. This is so bizarre that an out that Pope John made, the hard shot that Moore hit to second base. The second baseman dove, smothered it while he was on the ground, made the tag at second base for the out. And it wound up with Moore getting an RBI because Chris Tejada, who was running on stealing third on the pitch, came all the way around to score in that bizarre third inning. Hit to second base. They get the play at first. Moore will get another RBI. Dominic Giordano walked, bounced to the pitcher, struck out swinging, but reached when the ball went to the backstop, and he scored a run. High for a ball. That's got another wild pitch, another run coming in. Whitcomb will score his second run. So Tech got two safeties in the second inning. They got a touchdown in the third, and they got a field goal here in the fourth, as they now lead it 13-2. To the backstop. Juan Ortega struck out, walked, reached on an error, and scored. Slices it foul past first base. Nice stop by Nunez. Nunez, the catch, is going to be a tired young man. He's been bouncing around, stopping pitches in the turf. He's been chasing pitches to the backstop. High for a ball. Hit high in the air behind second base. Everybody going for it. Nobody's going to get it. They wind up getting the force at second because the runner at first couldn't go anywhere. A diving try by Erickson in the outfield. And it's going to wind up 9-6 is going to be the putout. Ortega pumped it up, Long run by Erickson, second baseman right field that didn't come close. Erickson dove for it. What just ticked off his glove. Giordano at first base couldn't go anywhere because the ball looked like it should have been caught. And he wound up getting forced at second base. And that goes to the backstop. Evan Phelan, the catcher, has struck out, walked, and grounded a shot. His ground to the shot was that wacky play where the shortstop caught it. The runner from second base was almost shaking hands with the shortstop, but he didn't try to tag him. He just threw the ball to first base. Another walk in the inning. The 11th walk given up by Pope John. Bryce Whitcomb got a couple of hits. He scored a run, knocked in a run. He's the first baseman. He bats left, throws left. Nunez again with a nice stop. Once again, back batting around. Whitcomb is the 8th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. 1-2 the count. Hit up the middle for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. And the bases are loaded again for the Tigers. Regnan Duval, 0 for 1. He came in as a pinch hitter, stayed in the game playing left field. That's going to make it up in the seats. Actually on the top of the Pope John dugout. Nice stop again by Nunez. That was ticketed for the backstop. And it's 3-1. And that's another walk. The bases are still loaded for Kenny Moore. He led off the inning. Nunez has to go block that one again. Third straight inning, they've sent at least 11 hitters to the plate. Three and 0. And that's ball four. Moves on for the fourth time. That's his third walk. He gets an RBI. The bases are still low. We're going to get a new pitcher. Acalitos will come in from left field. He'll be the new pitcher. Chris Hatter was the first hitter that the left field Acalitos will face with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Hit in the air. Off the right fielder's glove. 2 runs are going to score. Tech put up 4 in the second, 6 in the third. They got 7 here in the fourth as the lights come on here at Frazier Field. Nathan Wickham has scored twice. He's walked 3 times. They got the second out, and since then, a walk, a hit, a walk, a hit, and a walk. In for a strike. The umpires are earning their money for this one. There's no time and a half for this. Nunez again has to bounce out, block it from going to the backstop. Hit to third. They run over and tag third base, but there's no force at third. There was no force at third. Third baseman just nonchalantly went over to third, tagged the bag, but there was no force. So reaching on the fielder's choice is Whitcomb. He's on for the 4th time. Again, Nunez had to make another big stop. Jared Moore, 13th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. Most of this has come after 2 outs. In for a strike, and we got deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And I'm not sure it's still Thursday. Hit in the air to right field. Bounces in for another base hit. They're going to hold the runners. So the bases are loaded for Dominic Giordano. Walked, grounded out, struck out and reached. That pitch he threw behind him. Foul back. I think what they might want to do is shut the scoreboard off. In for a strike, and I thought the umpire might be doing that a long time ago. I thought by now anything if it's close, swing the bat. Hit foul. We'll do it again at 3-2, another full count. That's been the norm. 3-2. And that's ball 4. The bases are still loaded. "15 walks given up by Pope John pitching." Line to right field. That's going to get by everybody. All the way to the warning track. Tech is just going one base at a time. That could have cleared the bases, but they're only going one base at a time. Sixteenth hitter in the inning. Most of them will come after 2 outs. Two quick strikes. Hit to third. Now they will make the force for the out. So that time they do have a force out. The inning is finally over. But Tech put 10 on the board. They've got 3 touchdowns and 2 extra points. They put 20 runs on the board. They lead Pope John 20-2. And I'm sure that there's a mercy rule someplace. And unless Pope John has a very big inning, this will be the last inning. 20-2. Tech at the end of 4. Lopez will pinch hit, starting in the 5th inning for Pope John, and he fouls the first pitch off, hitting for the second baseman. Quickly, 2 strikes. Waves at strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Kenny Moore. He's given up 3 base hits. Maldonado, the hitter, waves at the first 2 pitches. He's got 1 of the 3 hits. And he strikes out. Brody, who went in to play right field, tipped it for strike 1. In for strike 2. And that's strike 3. And that's going to do it. The mercy rule will kick in. 6 strikeouts for Moore. He gives up the 2 runs. Pope John was in it at the top of the first. They grabbed a 1-0 lead. And it was downhill after that. Tech got 4 in the second, 6 in the third, 10 in the 5th. They put 20 runs on the board. Everybody and his brother got involved running. Pope John just wild pitches, 15 walks. They made 5 errors. Wild pitches. Tech just ran all over the place. The last inning, they were just going station to station, trying to keep the score down, and they just couldn't. Pope John couldn't make any plays at all, and Pope John is going to go 0-4. Tech is going to go to 2-4. As Tech gets the mercy run rule, we played 5 innings, 4.5 actually. Tech puts 20 on the board. Kenny Moore gets the win on the mound, and as I mentioned, Tech will go to 2-4. Final score, 20 for Tech, 2 for Pope John. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.